Hello guys, back with another YouTube video. Today I'm going over the updated Warrior Turbo deck post Dune or Duelist Nexus, and yeah, there's been a few changes considering the new cards. I'm not fully adapted to the new cards yet, so let that be known, and the deck hasn't been fully optimized yet. Because obviously, I don't know exactly how the new cards work fully, so please bear that in mind. But I do have a general idea of how they're meant to interact. Now, if you're new around here, please consider subscribing, liking the video, comment down below what future content you guys want to see. I'm thinking about creating videos about non-engine cards in terms of their viability in the current format. And yeah, so with all that being said, guys, I'm going to get straight into it, and I hope you guys enjoy it. So yeah, first of all, I'm actually going to start with the extra deck instead of the main deck, so I'm going to change it up a bit. So here we play 2 Isolde. This will never change, I don't think, unless obviously Kashtira becomes a thing, like where it's very popular again. This card's like needed, especially for follow-up, and if they stop the first one. That's what below average players do, they stop the first one. And yeah, that's why you need to play 2. Now we play Nightmare Cerberus still. This might be Phoenix going forward because obviously floodgates and things like that. Unicorn, this will always stay, especially with IP being in the deck. Spoiler alert. But no, this card's needed just because you want to shuffle back cards that can float and things like that. So, and floodgates obviously. And yeah, it's needed, I think, and it's link free, which helps with co-links, and you can draw 2 cards instead of 1 during your draw phase on the following turn. 1 Griffin. This is staying because I feel like it's needed, especially when you can reset a quit spells you send, and it's better follow up as well, and it has the floodgate effect as well. Obviously, I think that's just really why this card is, so good. And then we play Apo. Again, it's just needed to beat Nibiru, hand traps, especially when you're past the point where you're least vulnerable anyway. And plus, going into boards, you can put this up on the board, and then all of a sudden you beat an Omni, like a negate that's going to be able to stop anything. Rusty, I'm still playing this surprisingly. I was tossing and turning with this card because I feel like the Phantom Knight cards are really bricky. However, they provide power towards in the deck as well, and obviously Droll's still in the main decks at the minute. So yeah, but obviously this card just, if they don't have Droll, then obviously this deck just cooks them in that situation, especially with Rusty. And it's a dark as well, so it's really good, especially for Fogblade follow-ups as well. Play the 1 Codebreaker, Vice Berserker, and the Swordsman. These cards are mandatory still. I thought they weren't mandatory, but yeah, they are, because again, it provides the power level to the deck, and also it lets you go into the Phantom Knight plays consistently. So yeah, and also this can break boards as well with the back rows, things like floods. So yeah, and then also sometimes I keep this on the board to where they destroy it, and then it goes to the graveyard and I can reborn it. So yeah, the cards are really good, and also you can summon this off of DDR, and if you keep the other 2 Codebreakers in the graveyard, you can reborn them again. So yeah, it's crazy follow-up as well if you need it to be. And also turn 1, you don't always have to go for this anymore. You can just end on a card that I'm going to show in a minute with Appaloosa, and you should be fine. And then you just go for this in the following turn if you want to just survive. And then play IP, obviously discuss this card. Yep. Draco Masters, again needed because it's if they don't have Nibiru, then you can end on like a very crazy board. Well, not a crazy board, but a good board to the point where you should survive and you end on no ends of follow-up. That's how you got to view it. It's sort of like a follow-up deck now, and that's what I prefer about it. Access code. Let's try not to show them cards yet. Again, we need to play this just to end the game straight away. We play 1 Angelica. This card's really good because you can add Museum with it, which is in the deck, and yeah, it's really good, and yeah, it's just insane because you can summon Roland as well. You can summon Roland from the deck as well. So yeah, there's so many different things you can play with this. And then 1 Roland and the Charles. These cards are really good. I don't play the Link 1 because there's just not enough space for it. I just don't have the space. I do have the card, but it's just not enough space. If there was 16 cards, I'd play it. But yeah, this card's really good, especially because you can add any warrior. So like you can add Phantom Knights, you can add Goki cards, you can add anything you want. And then obviously this has the effect where it can re-equip a equip spell in the graveyard. So like if I have Almace in the grave, I can re-equip it, and then if it goes to the grave, the Charles goes to the grave. With it equipped, I can then add a banished like I don't know, Turpin or Reynolds, and basically play on the following turn afterwards. So yeah, I feel like it's really strong there. And that's it for the extra deck, guys. So now what we're going to be doing is we're going to go over the main deck. It's changed quite a bit. There's a few cards missing, you'll probably notice, but I feel like this is probably the best way to play the deck going forward. So yeah, here we go. So we have 3 Rex. This card's needed, especially if you play the Goki engine. Yeah, it's just so good, especially when you can normal summon it and summon a Goki for free. And also it's needed for combo as well, because you can summon this, and then if you've got access to like a level 1 fire tuner, you can make Roland with it. And then after that, you can go rematch, summon this back, and then you can make Charles with the Roland and this. So yeah, it's really good, and it's needed for the deck essentially. We play 1, 2, and 3 Headbat still. I'm thinking about cutting this down to 1, but I feel like I shouldn't, because you want to open this, funnily enough. You want to open this if you don't have a Goki name. If you don't have Rex, then you want to open this, because if you have other warriors, you can add a Goki off of Isolde, and then you summon the level 1 Goki off of Isolde, and then you can summon the Headbat and then go to the Goki rematch combos from there. So yeah, it's like you want to play that and you want to draw it. And then for the one-off Gokis, we'll play 1 Octo, 1 Guts, 1 Iron Claw, and the 1 Twist Cobra. This was 2, but now I've cut it down to 1 because there's just not enough space in the deck. And also, this is only needed for grind game. So like you always burn through these ones first, and then you go through this on the following turn to kill. So yeah, or like you play against trap decks, you need it against Labyrinth. So yeah, and obviously Window's not popular, so you don't need that too much either. And then we have 2 rematch. This can be cut down to 1, but obviously I love the follow-up on it though. And also you can resummon rematch, Rex, and obviously you can go into the code breakers with this afterwards. And that's it for the Goki engine. Not too much, but that can be like increased if you decrease the Infernoble engine down, or you decrease the Phantom Knight engine down. Now, so here we go. So this is the Infernoble stuff. We're going to go through the one-offs first. So we have 1 Gifried. This card's insane. Always should be played no matter what warrior deck you play. Unless it's Warrock, obviously. Randomly, right? 1 Roland. This card's really good. I read through it probably just, I don't know, like a couple of days ago. And it's really good, especially when you can equip it with Gearfried, and then you can basically send it to the graveyard, and then you can search another Fire Warrior. And also the 500 attack boost actually adds up to the point where they have to make access code, or they have to make a really big monster to out your Charles. So yeah. And now we've got 1 Oliver. This card's really good, especially when you can summon it off of Isolde for 4 equips. And then you can basically summon level 1 Goki. And then you go into Roland. And then you can summon the Codebreaker level 4. And you make Roland and the Codebreaker level 4 into Charles. So it's really good. And also it has the targeting effect where it prevents your monster from being targeted. So if they don't stop the first Isolde, then you can just use it to target the Isolde, and then they can't imperm or Vader it. And then we have the new Infernoble card. We have Turpin. Now Turpin's really good, especially when you can make a Goki monster, a tuner monster. Like, I never thought I'd say that, but you can make Super X a tuner, you can make a level 1 a tuner. Like, it's bust. This card's crazy. And then also the fact that you can reborn it as well, and you can summon it off Museum is like just absolutely absurd in my opinion. And then 1 Ogia. Ogia is really good because you can send Turpin, you can send Gearfried, you can send any of these, and then you can just add them back with one of the equipped spells, which I'll show in a second. You can also send an equipped spell that you can add back off of Reynolds. Reynolds really good because you can add back any of these, any equipped spell. This card's really good. I think I might bump it up to like 3 or 2 going forward in the future when I get more copies. But yeah, this card's busted. This card's really good. But yeah, the fact that you can make this a tuner as well, and it's a level 4. So like if I want to play like the heroic, is it heroic champion Gandiva, which negates monsters? So rank 4. So I might look into that going forward as well. Now we have 2 red layer. This card is a bit iffy, to be honest, but obviously it's really good, especially when you have like just any, like if you have a museum, right? Because you can equip the Durendo straight away, or the Armace, and then you can basically go into Isolde without normal summoning. So that's why I like this card a lot, and it's a level 5. So if I have like Oliver and this, I just make what's it called? I can make Charles really easily. And then I play 3 Five-Flint Lady. I've seen Pure Infernoble play 1 of this or 2 of it. And I just think in this deck specifically, it's just so crazy because it can join up the Goki monsters and the Infernoble quite well. Especially when you can summon a Goki from hand as well. So yeah, I feel like this is really needed. Now we have 3 Museum. Museum's so nice. I like this card a lot. It's beautiful as well. Look at that artwork. Sheesh. Yeah, so I do like this card a lot. The fact that you can equip Oliver, for example, with its effect, and then you can basically summon it off of this is real nice. However, it locks you into warriors if you don't have Charles on the field. So like sometimes what I like to do is I make Charles first and then use this, and then that way I can basically I'm not warrior locked, so then I can go to the nightmare stuff and things like that. So yeah, but the field spell's really nice to have now. I play 1 Almace. I don't play any more than this because it's basically another copy of Durendal, but also the fact that you can equip it with Charles and then just add back a fire warrior that's banished that you used off Phoenix Blade, or like a Turpin that's used its effect, is like real nice. So yeah, like I usually equip this off of Charles, to be fair, and send it with Roland. And then I play 1 Joyous because we want to add back Reynolds as quickly as possible. We also add back Ogiers and we'll follow up. And also you can summon a fire warrior from the hand if it's sent to the grave after linking it off or synchroning a monster off. And then obviously we play 3 Heritage. This card's like adds anything in terms of the fire warrior stuff, because you can add Durendal, which adds red layer. You can add or even add back, right? It's like it's just everything you want in a card, especially for a consistency card as well. So yeah, this card's like needed at 3, I think. And then we play 3 Durendal. Obviously this card's mandatory, you have to play this. The fact that you can equip it with Charles or equip it with IP, and then you can use IP effect and then use this effect to reborn a fire warrior like Ogier, or you can summon back like Reynolds and then basically get more follow-up that way. It's just so crazy to me. I think it's really good. And then we have 1 for 1 and Rota. Don't need to explain these. And then for the Phantom Knight engine, we play 3 Torn Scales. Still play this engine at the minute, but again, there's different variations of the deck, which I'll explain in another video going forward. Not playing the Phantom Knight engine, just playing Gokis with Infernoble and Hero Kid, and Hero Kid basically covers the power level of this. However, that deck does play harder into Dark Ruler. And then we have 1 of each of these guys, and 1 of each of the trap cards. This is really good now, not because of making Redoer, but rather because you can make Charles with it, or Roland, or even the new Angelica, because then you can add the field spell and go forward. Move your players forward, sorry. And then the engine requirements now are literally these. You have to play these cards no matter what deck you play in terms of the warrior deck. Obviously you can cut the Phantom Knights, you don't have to play them, whereas these are actual engine requirements now. These are the only 3, which is like really nice to have, because it means less bricks in the deck now. Because the new support basically means that the deck is not bricky anymore, which is real nice. Like if you don't want a brick, you can just cut the Phantom Knight engine and just play the Hero Kid instead, because you can summon Hero Kid off of Fireflint Lady when it's on the field out your hand. So like even if you draw it, it's not the end of the world. And then for the non-engine, we play 3 Ash, we play 3 Droll. These cards, like this is really mid, but I feel like I want to play this personally, because I respect Branded and it hits every matchup, whereas the other option would have been Nibiru. It only hits combo decks, whereas I want to hit everything. And Droll, and also Nib isn't very good in certain scenarios where they have a negate up first before the 5th summon. So yeah, I don't want to risk it. And obviously Draw's like one of the cards of the format for me. And then 3 Book of Eclipse. This card's really good because you can just go first with it and you just set everything that your opponent has, or you go second with it and you just set everything anyway. So it's good going first and second. Same with these as well. And then I play 3 Forbidden Droplet because Kashtira isn't as popular anymore. So by having this, I can stop, I can stop cards that are basically like has a lot of negates, and I can just dodge things like Imperm on the Rex normal summon, and I can send Gokis and make rematch a lot better as well. And then we play 1 Call By because Draw and Shaft are in the format. So like, yeah, I don't really play Call By usually, but I feel like it's needed now, especially this format. Like if Draw's in the format, I have to play Call By. So yeah, that's my opinion on that. And yeah, so that's the main deck and the side, the extra deck, sorry guys. There's no side deck for this video because I'm sort of indecisive on that. But I will say that Contact C is a card that I am going to be talking about very, very soon. This one right here. Because I think this card is really good right now. A lot of people don't expect it, and because it can basically hit hero, it can basically stop hero from playing, it can stop plant from playing, it can stop Kashtira if you use it when they use a Rise Heart. The Rise Heart, the level 4 guy, because it locks them into XYZ, and they can't modulate their levels to be level 6, they're all level 7. So yeah, this just shuts them off completely. And then also, like, if you use it when you play against, should I think of another deck, Pearly, if they don't have, sorry guys, I'm yawning. If they don't have a link monster to link it off, then they just lose straight up. And obviously because nobody expects this, they're not really playing a link monster, I don't think, unless it's Dark Charmer or IP. So yeah, like, I think this card's really nice right now. The more people know about it, the worse it gets though. So yeah, I feel like this card is very slept on right now. And yeah, with that being all said, guys, also I am playing this card in the side deck though, that's for sure, because Pearly is very popular. So I want to be able to beat the Noir, because the Noir is just absolutely broken. So yeah, I want to be able to beat that. And yeah, with all that being said, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, and yeah, hopefully I'll upload within the next couple of days, so be on the lookout. And yeah, I'll see you guys soon. Peace for now.